Welcome to the Well Within radio podcast. I am your host, Shalina Litt. So this segment is where I invite my 14-year-old daughter, my baby, and we talk. And I just thought it was good because some of the conversations that we've been having need to be discussed. So welcome, Khadijah, to the show.
There.
Hi. So you've set up an Instagram now.
Yep.
Kidcores Wellbeing.
Yeah, I've finally logged back in so you can ask questions and I can hopefully reply.
Yeah. So far we've spoken about brain rot versus memes. We talked about last week
The social media ban.
the social media ban. Yes. This week, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised at some of the topics you're coming to me with. I was like, what? Okay. What are we talking about this week?
So, it's supposed to be very common. A lot of people have gone through it, but it's like people do not talk about it. And that topic is adultification.
Adultification. Oh,
Yep.
wow. That sounds very heavy. So first of all, for those of you who don't know what adultification is, can you give us that definition?
So, adultification is the phenomenon where children, especially black children, are perceived and treated as older and more responsible than their actual age, often leading to a lack of appropriate nurturing, protection and support.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So how does that impact? Because that's a big question, isn't it? What has this got to do with young people's well-being?
It's actually got a lot to do with it. You'd be surprised. So, like, there are obviously busy parents out there, completely understandable, and they need their kids to be taken care of. So often, it would often be the oldest child taking care of the younger child.
Mm-hmm.
But that would kind of give them a parenting mindset a lot of the time. So they'd have to take care of the little one in the same way that almost like a mother would. They have to learn how to cook stuff. They got to do the chores, basically housewifing, kind of. And while all that's happening,
Housewifing?
You
mean parenting? Let's stick with parenting now.
Let me just, okay,
you do your thing. That's right. Put me in my place.
Sorry.
Okay.
Your show. I'm sorry. So it would be sort of like a kind of maturing mindset, but only if it happened often. If it's a one-time thing, it'd probably just be some building, which is good.
Uh-huh.
But if it happens often, then it's kind of like, oh, so now I've got to learn these skills. I've put them into life. And sometimes these kids will be like getting compliments and stuff like, oh my god, you're so mature, and they don't know that, babes, that's kind of a bad thing. You need to like keep your childhood a lot of the time, because it's such a crucial thing, childhood.
Yeah, and I think you made a really big statement, which was you said that unfortunately it's affecting black children more so.
Anyone with strict parents, really, like to the point where they feel like they have been put into adultification, whether they're out or in the house.
I actually got exposed to the word, and when I did, oh God, I wish I could remember the doctor's name. I am going to mention this next week because she deserves the credit. But when she talked about it, it was in the Black Forum actually. They invited her to talk about it, and she did her whole study on adultification. And and it got me emotional because yes, you're right. She brought up the fact that sometimes parents can also put their children under this adultification where they're kind of putting them under an added pressure that can stress their kids out technically, right? And so there's the readiness that we have to explore, right? But then she talked about the case where the young girl had been strip searched.
Yeah. And I was going to use it as one of the examples.
Okay.
Because it's not like very ideal for someone at this age to be going through something like that. I mean, like, as it was, she was also on her period.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's very embarrassing to be put on the spot like that. No one exactly around to help her, and it's obviously gonna scar her mentally, probably. It's
really bad because there was no adults present. The police had gone in there and whatnot, and that case itself, I'm sure a lot of people remember it. you know, we were all really grieved by it, but it brought up so many questions, you know, when it comes to safeguarding.
Yeah,
you know,
understandable though.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's conversations we should have. And often I think there are some children that look a little bit older.
Yeah, I can say from
You can relate
experience.
today, can't you?
Yeah,
'Cause you
I really
got
can. I was trying to go into club, and they let my little brother in, and they were like, "Sorry, you can't go through." I asked them why, and they said adults aren't allowed in through. I told them I'm 14. I'm 14.
I can't believe they said that.
I
But
know, me
that
neither.
kind of makes sense now, because of course a lot of people think I'm your sister.
So funny. Yes, love to hear it.
I love it. So yeah, it's a really important topic. So most importantly, let's hope that you've got some young listeners now, because obviously we've got the adults that might be listening as well, are listening,
Yeah.
and for the young people. So what would your tips be then? What are the tips for?
So probably recognize, what does adultification look like first, because if you know what it looks like, then maybe you can stop it. So it would be like seeing children as adults. Like mostly commonly, this is actually associated with black girls a lot of the time, but I don't think it's just the black community that's being affected by it. It's mostly just anyone with strict parents. So Asians, Hispanics, stuff like that. They've been through like just as much trouble.
I
as
did say
anyone
you
that-
need to bring those stats, girl. You know I
Yeah.
like those stats.
Everybody loves stats.
Oh yes,
So
I do.
fun.
I will add some stats to the program, I
Statistics.
think.
But yeah, it's actually happened to a lot of people who have strict rules within the household. And they keep talking about like, oh, in the future, I'm going to do this. When I escape the household, I'm going to finally unveil my style. And then the parents are kind of like, why doesn't my kid talk to me? Well, probably because you're putting them through adultification and they don't want that.
Wow.
It's just-
Wow.
And the thing is, sometimes they won't recognize they're putting their child through adultification because it's so like, it's very common, but people don't know how to stop it. Like, it's okay that you're busy, but it's also not okay that you're like taking away the privilege of childhood away from them.
Yeah, I think it's, you're bringing up such a important issue, because there is only so much, and I put my hand up as a single mom, and that's why I ran home, didn't I, that day?
Yeah.
I was like, have I put you through adultification? Have I? You know, like I had to check with all of my children. But as a single mum, it is so difficult, you know, not to surrender to the, I'm just going to quickly pop to the shop, you know, or something like that. So this is where community is really important. And
So that you if you know like your neighbor, you could say, "Oh, I'm about to pop to the shop. Can you like take care of my kids?"
yeah, absolutely.
You feel safe that way.
Yeah, you know, if you've got good neighbours, you know.
Oh yeah,
You
big
know,
if.
Honestly, like
Especially
back
in
in the
some
day,
other
like
cases.
everybody knew their neighbours. They say your neighbours are the distinction between heaven and hell. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah,
It's like they'll either like give you gifts on your birthday or tell your mum that you're out when you're not supposed to be.
honestly, when I was growing up, like literally, I'd have strangers come up to me. Does your mum know that you're outside? Grabbing my ear, like dragging me home. I'd be like, you know, you could not say nothing, or they'd beat you. They would, you know, they have permission to beat you. It's like a, you know,
Because like your family knows them and whatnot. You've talked.
mate, neighbourhood were like family back then. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, there you go. We want to tap into that, and I'm sure there's lots of communities out there, but do let me know if you are someone who supports single parent families. I do know, you know, hands up, we need a lot of support, but just parenting in general, I would be love for you to get in touch. Right, well, thank you so much. So if anybody wants to send any questions,
That is Kidcores Wellbeing, KIDCORES WELLBIENG. I think the I and E I probably definitely messed up. I always get that wrong. But yeah, you Instagram me there, send me questions, and I will probably be able to bring that into the topic of my next talk.